play a bit more Farthest Frontier. Alright, as a quick recap, we ended up leaving off. Yeah, we ended up just establishing a nice little village. We have several structures that are dedicated to housing. That entire section is located right here. We built a small little farm area located right here. We also have a lot of our storage going right here. On top of that, the not so fun place to be desirability wise is going to be closer to this pond where we have our fishing going on, and we also have our compost area at this far end closest to the graveyard. That's where we've left off so far. We don't have any gold. We invested a lot of the gold into increasing the desirability around these towns, and we did that just through some garden trails. We're about to finish, what is this, year 4? We're in the middle of the winter, and as I mentioned, the way I end up playing the game is just seeing what may be next on our list of things that we should get. We also built a barracks tower, I believe, yeah, just a lookout tower, and I built a fence around it. I don't know how effective this would be against intruders. I know in previous versions of towns that I've tried, I end up getting, they do end up hitting the tower when they start seeing that it's an issue. Them being raiders and possible threats. But hopefully that'll make up the difference. We also have a forager way out here. Looks like they probably won't be able to do much with the season currently. Yeah. I would like to disable them, but I have such a hard time remembering to re-enable them. So I think for now we'll leave them as is. If we get desperate for food, we'll start leaning into that. I think it's probably good to look at our resources and seeing where we're at, or at least what we're consuming. So firewood, it looks like we end up consuming about 76, or we consumed about 76 in the last 12 months. We've produced this much. Current thresholds, where are those set at? Here we go. I have 2 people on it. Might not be necessary. We'll see it. But we have the threshold set to 150. Perfect. Let's make it 170. Just to kind of compensate for the fact that we may need more wood. Eventually that will start kicking in. What else do we have going on, really? I think that's just about it. We should look into other things at this point. See what else we can start building or start leaning into. We should also quickly check. People never let you know how they're actually doing, so I usually end up going to the happiness. Here we go. So we're below that 80% threshold, and I think I said that's when I would start building shoes, a cobbler, and something for clothes. So we should start looking at that right now before it gets any more desperate. We should be able to do cobbler. Yeah, cobbler early on the stage. Desirability is pretty much neutral on this. So when it comes to production, the only thing I have for producing is the Fletcher right here in this little area. We have firewood there, smokehouse there, sawmill there, and that was just because of the negative effects. Tempted to put it kind of close into town yet again. I think I'll put it right next to the Fletcher location. I think we can actually put something else there. Maybe another watering hole or something. We'll also need to build... Am I able to make clothing yet? Tannery. No, tannery is not it. They produce coats, which is protection for animals. Wouldn't be a bad idea, but I'm more interested in clothing. And I don't know if that's a tier 2. Oh, speak of tier 2. Right, we need to get on wood planks. I just remembered that we met the requirement regarding people. What is our current thresholds for planks? 80. We need 60. 40 is the bottom line on that. They should be working at it, and they are. Let's raise it to 120. Let's also make sure, yeah, we're still collecting wood, so that's good. It's just going to be a time process at that point for the amount of wood we collect. We'll highlight a couple more trees. Make people aware of the fact. I get distracted very easily. For the protection of animals, and it's not a desirable place to live by, so this might just go by the compost area to kind of get it way out of our way. Regarding fertility again, though, don't want to step on this. This is very fertile land right here. So I'd probably put it closer to over here. But it has a reach for desirability. Yeah, that really reaches. It's not the place to be by, and that instantly lowers by 15%, which is just bad overall. It's the closest we can get it without it having an issue. I think we should just send it there. Yeah, let's do it. Cool. We've collected taxes. We're currently in a positive still. We're getting 11 from the 11 houses we have. And we're obviously using up our 4 gold on the compost collection that we have going on. This is going good. As soon as this gets up to 60, we're upgrading to tier 2. So we put a tannery down way over here, just because it's not the greatest of places to be by. I believe they also they need water. They're next to a watering hole, so I'm not too worried about it for now. Let me double check to see how much water we got in locations. It's pretty readily available. I'm tempted to put one out here for these buildings, but it should be fine for now. Yeah, they don't need it. They're good. We're pretty good on food production. I prefer to be in a better spot, but for the amount of people we have, I think should be fine. Once we tier 2, we might want to consider expanding the crop field, or at least building another one. I like to optimize, but I hate looking up things. So I don't know if it's better to build one bigger farm or to have separate farms. I would assume that the benefit of separate farms would be if your crops end up dying, you don't lose the entire harvest if you change what you're growing at the time. Might go with that mentality when we start doing that. Awesome. So it looks like from here we just need to tier 2 and move our way up. Let me just look up for defense. We might, yeah, no, we need to get defenses. We need to get fences, and that's going to require tier 2. I'd like to get another lookout tower, but another 5 gold on top of the 7 we make a month is not that worth it to me. We'll have to look into harvesting the gold from up here eventually. Might need to be an option for us, but for now I'm just gonna wait for planks to come in and we'll go from there. I'm still waiting for the planks to come through. I decided to open up the little farm land we have here. I'm gonna expand it. I don't think that was the idea though. I said I didn't want to do 2. What's the fertility on this? Maybe I'll build a bigger one and then I'll open up another one if that's what I really want. Okay, we're gonna expand this one just for now, just to see. I don't think I've actually expanded before, so I'm curious to see what that looks like. Do another 6x6 on it. I mentioned in the first time I played this, boars are not on the list of animals to kill for hunters, but they do produce a lot more meat than a regular deer would. So this will be well worth the kill. Plus they're getting a little close for the crops, and I think also the deer are trying to get some. I believe they'll auto pick up though. Maybe I'm wrong. Can you pick up this carcass for me? Cool, awesome. So as soon as they do that, that'll be good. We're going to build another quick little fence to guard off the rest of our farm. And for the sake of being consistent and that guy, we'll put a couple more fence gates up. Let's look at the buildings we just created. I want to make sure we're getting stuff done there. So it looks like we are creating shoes. That's good. That's based on pelts, which is based on the hunting that we do. Yep. And here's those production items. Once again, 1 boar gives us 3 pelts, 280 food. It'd be great if the game incorporated the fact that you could hunt them. That's going to get really annoying really quickly. So once that hunter's back up and running. Okay, looks like they're back. I'm going to select them. Where'd that boar go? There they are. I see him. There you go. Wreak some havoc. Yes, so the cobbler's going to be doing their thing. Looks like they already got 6 in production, which is going to be great. That should increase with time. Those without shoes. Clothes, on the other hand, I'm going to get a little bit worried about. Cool, and we also have the coats up and running. The tannery. They make coats, right? Hide coats for protection. I don't think we're going to want a massive threshold of this. Work outside, survive longer. In my mind, I guess you'd want the number of coats. Like, why would you make more coats than you really have? So we'll set the production just about, like, maybe 55. And if it gets lower than obviously half of that, they'll get on it again. I think that way we don't keep up all the people working there. Smokehouse is still having a hard time getting work. And I mean, I find that really interesting. I'd expect the fish... Okay, they're dropping. Yeah. So they're doing it. It just takes a while, looks like. Perfect. We have plenty of housing for people. At this point, I think we're still missing a bit of a food drive. Do we have enough planks? We're about to have enough planks. Let's get ready for that tier 2 upgrade. Cool. There it is. Tier 2 upgrade. Those resources are allocated to that. It'll be put in the queue. We're also going to take a hit on stone. Pretty sure they took down a pretty massive rock not too long ago. Might need to put them on a couple small ones just to make sure we're upping up that resource. Just picking out a couple random ones. Tier 2 is going to open up a lot of doors. A lot more buildings. And this is where I do end up having a hard time trying to manage those resources. Or at least where to put the buildings. While trying to make everything look nice. But so far, I feel like we've got a good flow going. I gotta say, I love the game's aesthetics. They did an extremely amazing job once you really get down into the details versus just having a high sky overview of everything. Oh, am I still recording? Baller. I don't know how that happened. I'm glad I did. Tier 2 happened. With that, we have new requirements. We now need to get out of these shelters and into homesteads. That is only done through desirability. So the more desirability we have, the more we can do it. The more desirability we have, the more of a chances we can increase their homestead. I think I have auto upgrade. Yeah, so if it can upgrade, it will upgrade. That was not an upgrade. I don't know what that was. I'm going to slow this down a little bit. There you go. So, for upgrade requirements, we do have upgrade requirements. We can't just upgrade based on desirability. It is a big factor, but... okay, we got 10 people that just migrated, which is great. Immigrated, excuse me. Which is great. I'm going to take them in. We'll worry about food in a minute. We might need to set up another hunter. It looks like we're spoilage on food anyways for 4 months. Oh, the raw meat. That most likely just needs to get smoked. But, looking at this one more time. With housing, it looks like we need a tier 3 to even get him into a homestead. Oh, is this a homestead? Oh, this did upgrade. This is a homestead now. Oh, wow. I didn't even notice. Okay. So, here's what the common shelter looks like. And I think this one's going to get upgraded too. Yeah. So, common shelter. Right, this is what you start off with. This is the only option you actually get when it comes to building homes. From there, every upgrade sequentially comes from desirability and certain requirements. That's actually going to upgrade right before our eyes. So let's give that a second. There's a homestead. Awesome. So that's another one's going to get upgraded. That's pretty exciting. Looking at a normal shelter requirements, you need the desirability up to 30%. Looks like they just need a basic well located. They need to have 2 different food types. And 1 type of herb. Looks like it just literally is herb as a resource. Okay, cool. Didn't know that. Food types, I believe that's separated into different categories. Yeah, here we go. But look at the foods. You got proteins, grains, vegetables, fruits, and dairy. Upgrade, this is what it costs to upgrades, and here are the bonuses. We do get additional income. As you can see here, we're actually bringing in a lot more money based on that alone. So that's really great to see. These 2 are getting upgraded. Or these 3, excuse me. This one looks like it's just missing the food type requirement, which I think at that point it's just it being readily available. And that's nothing we can really handle. Once they have, I guess, meats on their hands, hopefully they can end up doing just that. Yeah, hopefully this will upgrade on its own. These don't have the desirability upgrade, I believe. Yeah, they need to be at 30% or desirability. 37, 23. Most likely it's based on this shrine, so it might be worth building another shrine, but we waited for tier 2 stuff, so let's see if oh, on top of that, we never actually built these decorations around this. So that could be a factor right out the gate. But let's look at decorations, tier 2 stuff. Yeah, when it comes to like thin, I don't think there's like a lot for a small thin spot. So I think these garden trails are still going to be the best option for us. So I think I'm going to just start plopping these around. That way as gold starts coming in, we can just start doing this. instead of worrying about spending it on something that ain't necessarily that great. What did I do? 3 there, so a single space. I like to be super even. Can you tell? Oh, seriously? That doesn't fit? Oh, must have some uneven. Oh, wait. Yeah, so 1 came up, 1 space that way, 2 there. Okay, we'll leave that for now. I don't want to waste all our gold. That way we can possibly save it for other stuff. We actually should save it for other stuff. It looks like we haven't produced enough to actually have this barracks tower up. Might want to halt production on these then. Actually, I'll just prioritize these. That way they're still in production, but I want this to be priority. It will have us spend 5 of our additional gold monthly, but at least we're protected a little bit from any intruders or anything like that. And I think since we haven't seen anything, we're going to start getting to that point. Yeah, let's hope they don't... Are they seriously using... No, okay, they're just throwing up more stuff on there. Oh, they're cutting down stuff. We're getting spoilage on berries. I think the next food foliage isn't until tier 3. And that's barrel production, I believe. And I haven't gotten that far. So this will be fun. Cool. Let's just see what opened up to us. So tier 2 stuff, we get a healer's house meant for treating sick or injured people. Trading post. Trading posts are pretty powerful to make money quickly. The issue ends up becoming just being able to produce enough material that's worth it and time. Education, I don't think I really have seen a massive benefit in education. School provides base education will boost workers' rate, which boosts work rate for villagers. Some professions require educated workers. Yeah, and it's just because I haven't probably gotten that far. I think I'll wait on that. Then again, what school does do is provide a massive range for desirability. At least a pretty significant range. We need to be able to fit it somewhere. Looks like I did leave a lot of spacing, so this could be quite impactful in a nice little area. And really boost the desirability. Looks like they have a festive pole. We can also, that also reaches out pretty far. That'll be pretty helpful. We can probably add that somewhere along the lines. Rat catcher. I believe rats, yeah, I was going to say rats become more involved with storing grains, but as long as you're, I don't think it'll be a big deal, so we can probably wait out on that for a while. Storage-wise, wagon shops. They're used to manufacture, transporting goods from mines, pits, working camps. So I made the mistake of building one of these thinking it would help everyone transport, but it's not. It's only dedicated to these mine pits and working camps, and we'll get to those. This is wheat production again. I don't think I'd be getting into wheat too quickly, so we're going to have to wait. Vaults. The vaults is great, but we do need to get into mining because it requires... I don't know if that's iron or whatever the resource is called in this game. Probably look it up here. Yeah, it's just iron. So this will require iron. That'll probably take a while to get into. Plus, we don't really have that much gold. That's why I'm trying to spend it. I don't want to... I think I harvested for a while, and it was just out in the open, and I made that mistake. So we'll avoid that. Food production-wise, we did open up new tiers for food. We get a windmill, which, again, can be processing those a mill to process those grains. For baking, boar being a boar. So we would also need to open a bakery. I never got that far. I might be interested in getting into that just to increase our food production. Arborist is what I did get into, but I was a little iffy about it. I don't think I saw results quite quickly. I'd be wanting to get into that one more time. That's all food production wise. Resources gets quite the unlock, and opening up a stockyard. Oh, a stockyard. Oh, I already have it. So, got it. I get what it's saying. Tier 2, once you build a wagon, you get these. And again, this is just to move that material around. You're able to build a working camp where you can set up temporary shelters, and it would just allow people to work from there instead of having to walk back and forth from their housing if the area is too far away, which this is why I waited and didn't want to build housing away from anywhere. Clay pits, iron mines, gold mines. These are just to extract those resources from the ground. And you can see those throughout the map. these will cause quite a negative impact if they're nearby any shelters, so I kind of want to avoid that as much as possible. Apiary for bees. I don't think I did do bees. It was actually pretty helpful just to, because I believe a lot of these places want candles, and that's where I believe the wax comes from. I believe, and that just causes them to up tier. The Weaver building, we should probably look into that. Yes, like let's do that. That's one we should definitely get into. Weaver building once again, just being for clothes. I believe one of my farms, it's set to get flax, which is what we use for clothing. So we should. Okay, cool. Our barracks, our lookout tower has been built, so that's good to go. How much flax do we don't have any flax? Have we not? This isn't cycling. Assign workers crop rotation. This should rotate. Is there a bug where it just doesn't rotate now? It doesn't rotate. Okay, so I'm actually going to look this one up. This should rotate through each of these, and it looks like it just hasn't been rotating. Going back to the explanation of what we also have available to us. Yeah, so it looks like we can get honey from this. Pottery building would be for improving the luxury of our shelters, which would improve the desirability. Candle shop is for desirability. Soap is a necessity to prevent illness. We didn't really have an issue in the past by just giving them a lot of water access. They're healthy. Kind of tempted not to give them soap for a minute. Maybe if I start seeing disease popping left and right, I'll start doing that. I'd like to be more involved with an armory, but it's really expensive. Yeah, that'll have to wait as well. Defenses, I want to do the fences. I think fences are pretty helpful once you start seeing them up and running. And I may want to start guarding off the main part of this village I got going on. All right, on top of that, we also need to increase food production regardless. I think I want to get, man, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of paths and avenues we got to take. We need to get clay production. We need wagons for that. We may just throw them up here. I mean, in all reality, we need food. So the reason I want to do the clay is for the arbory. Let me think. We can build a little small one yet again and just dedicate it to getting flax. Kind of tempted. I'm gonna do it. Let's do this. Let's do a small area. Wait for that to get up and running. People will start working on that right away. Pretty good about it. We do have some willow. Not enough to warrant a basket shop, in my opinion. Let's start doing clay stuff. Okay, so for that, we're going to want a wagon. Wagon shop. I think I'm going to put it right here. Wagon shop will be up and running. That'll give us access to the claying. Kind of speed up the town a little bit at this point. This doesn't work again. I mean, it's just a matter of switching it up at this point. We got a wolf in the town. Hopefully, we don't have too much of an issue. Oh, of course. Why don't you have a health bar on you? Stupid fucking wolf. Alright. How big is this? We could still fit a couple more houses in this. And we're out of housing, really. Alright, let's throw around some shelters. Cool. More housing. I'll just leave it as an option once we get there. Wagon shop's going to come up and running soon. We got a lot of resources to lose. I'm a little worried about that. I wonder if wagons do compost. I don't think they do any compost. There's like no way to really... Like, whoever's got the compost job has literally the shit job. Money-wise, we got a couple things going to those. We should also go for the shrine yet again. Tempted. Where's the shrine at? Get us that desirability on the left as we did on the right. Still debating about what to put in the middle of these spots. Probably going to be a school. Maybe the healer. Healer's probably more important than the school at this point. We should look about getting into defenses. They're unable to work. We got the wagon up. So for wagon, let's get into resource production. I'm thinking clay. That's pretty ways away. Put a clay production down. There's that. Man, okay, well, we got a farm up and running. I hope this works, man. This sucks. We don't have a variety of foods. We're limited to just what we've been growing. Crops ready for assignment. Let's work on this. Let's hope this kind of boots things back in order. Right away, though, we need to get clothing up and running, so we're going to put that on year. Technically, it should be year 1. Hopefully, that's how it works, but... Man, I just want to make this my flax, honestly. We can get that flax going. Would be in a good spot. Okay, we'll see how this next cycle ends up treating us. Hopefully that works fine. Yeah, we have so much deer out here. It might be worth putting up another hunter. Or can we do 2? Are we able to upgrade now? Ooh, hold on. We need iron for it. And gold. Holy crap. They really expect you to have N levels of gold at that point. People are migrating. That's great. Always great to hear and see. Yeah, we're going to need somewhere to put all that gold. I don't want to get gold because I can't protect it. There's no point of doing that, right? Got a lot of wood. I think I'm tempted to start throwing up some fences on this. You can kind of like plan out too where everything's going to be. Like, I mean, I can't imagine going any further than this for the housing. At least for now. So I guess that's a good starting point. Let's put some fences up there. Alright, I think I'm going to extend... Because this is still a lot of good land. This is even fertile. Keeping it inside the walls, outside the walls. Like if I do get farmland, I think farmland isn't as desirable if I remember correctly once you get into it. Food production, let's see. Yeah, say it like that. Let's let them start with that at least. Let's build on the other half, why not? I like how the town... I think I like this feature, is like... They see the fences, and that's like an immediate go-to. That and roads. Those are top priorities for them. Which is really nice. Still have more farmland out here. We could probably do arborist in the walls. Kind of tempted. I don't know. I kind of want to keep it kind of secluded, kind of tight. Let's do that. We'll go with that. Worst case, we'll start knocking down walls later. How big is this? Awesome. We also would need to include fence gates, but we got one out here. I don't think anyone goes out in these directions anyways. Pretty safe for now on that front. Make sure they start cutting up some more wood. This is such a cool game. I love this game. Are they wearing coats? Oh, that's awesome. Hide coats. We should probably up that one too, right? Where's our hide coat production? Tannery, here we go. Set it to 75. Be a good stopping point for them. Are they still supplying? What are they supplying over here? Oh, they're still trying to build the clay location, the clay pit. That means the wagon's out of work right now, isn't that right? Oh, they're building wagons. I think once they build a wagon, though, there's nothing really to do with the wagon. We have gold. Actually, some of that's going to about to go away anyways. It's going to get filled up there and there, so we don't really have gold. Yeah, making sure food isn't being put here. Oh, we have flax. Wait a minute. We have flax? How do we get... Oh, that's all it took from one crop season? That's amazing. We got 420 just from that little bit of time that we had it up. That's awesome. Okay. Let's... Yeah, I see their clothes are getting down, so we should start working on that real quick. Where is it? Weaver. Weaver building has no desirability effects, but I'm trying to keep this like a town, as I mentioned several times already. What is this one? This is the cobbler? Like every cobbler should have like a little, you know, little shop, right? I'm liking the vibe. Weaver building. Do I squish it up against these? Yeah, I think I am. I'm gonna like it. Cool. That's great. I'm just gonna watch the rotation, and I think I'm gonna call it. In the meantime, I can also just start planning out a little bit more of a fence. Let's see. Manage walls. Nah. No. Do any of these shortcuts lead me there? They do not. We'll do that. We'll bring out the... In the wrong button. Bring out the walkway. Put another wall up. Don't think they can go through... I don't think intruders can go through water. I'm gonna make the assumption that they can't... They probably can't squeeze through this crap. We'll try it this way for now. If this doesn't work, then... yeah, we'll try it this way for now. It's obstructed by water, so... By technically, no one should be able to go through. Now we're about to encapsulate this whole pond in the defense plans. We have to go around it, which kind of sucks. Well, we'll see. Starting to have a little bit of defense. Now, if we have anyone coming to steal anything, we can hopefully hold them off a little bit longer. We still need a proper... Oh, man, it's so expensive. It gets so pricey, but... It's like you get to the point where you're just flooding in gold being taken from you instead of applying it to other resources. I guess that's where the trading post comes in to make quick money. But I don't really want soldiers if there's nothing to protect besides resources, you know? I think once we have a bank, or like once we're thinking about a bank, that's when we should think about barracks and more guard towers. From there, I mean, arming our soldiers really would probably be, or arming everyone, just having those available. And I think that's just through the armory. Unless, I might be wrong, maybe that's only for soldiers. I don't know how that works. Real quick on the Fletcher side of things. Yeah, I mean, they're producing stuff, right? Alright, cool. Well, I think we'll leave it there for now. We'll pick it up next time. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe. If you guys enjoyed or have anything to say, feel free to leave a comment down below. Thanks again. Peace.